Hi, this is Patty, leadership coach using evolutionary astrology at pattypost.com, and this is the astrology for February 2020. Now, although the Sun and Mercury have moved on to Aquarius, we are by far not out of the woods of all the Capricorn energy that has been going on in January. Both Saturn and Pluto are still glued together between 23 and 25 degrees of Capricorn, and Jupiter is creeping up to this duo quite quickly. Also, the South Node is still in Capricorn and will be for a few months. Now, this is still quite heavy and dense energy, but there is so much gold to find in these dynamics. We are ready to take this on, and I have done a whole video on all the Capricorn energy going on in 2020, and I will put up a link up here and also down in the comments. Please do watch that one because that helps you really to navigate this energy so much better. In addition to all this Capricorn energy, February is presenting us with a whole different set of energies. And starting with the full moon that takes place on the 8th of the month at 11:33 p.m. Pacific time, so that's PST, and the next day on the 9th at 8:33 a.m. here in Europe, Central European time. And it takes place at exactly 20 degrees of Leo. Now, Leo, the sign of the king of the beasts, corresponds so well with the sun, who is not only the king of our solar system, but also represents warmth and brightness. It's a joyful energy, and it is truly king's energy. And if you look at it, a good king really wants his or her subjects to thrive, because then the kingdom thrives. So at this time of the full moon, just put on your metaphorical or literal king's or queen's crown, I would say, and feeling that warm, courageous, bright leadership energy. Because when you do, you might also ignite others with that same spark, and that is the absolute highest end of the spectrum of Leo energy. It's also the sign of the artist, bringing something from your inside out in the world. So celebrate yourself and others around this beautiful full moon. Now, of course, the sun, as always with a full moon, is in the opposite sign of Aquarius. And the Aquarius energy of this full moon lets us tap into what's to come for us with all the new planetary cycles starting in Aquarius later this year. And this whole Aquarius energy is a theme by itself, really coming in to the collective in the coming months. And I've done also a full video on this energy as a part 2 of the video series that I mentioned before. And I will also put a link to this Aquarius video up here and also down below in the comments. Please do watch that one too. We are ready for revolution, and we get a kind of feel of this revolutionary energy during the full moon. Now, at any full moon, the moon has fully manifested itself into maturity. And this symbolism might become very manifest in your life during times of full moon. Also depending on where this full moon axis of the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Leo is falling in your personal birth chart. And the things that you might see or experience in your life is a sense of closure, a peak period. Something is ending. Also something maybe becomes fully manifested, or something that was hidden is now fully visible as the full moon shines a light on all things. And if you really like to connect fully to this energy, you also might look back in the past 6 months, what has manifested and happened in your life ever since we had the new moon in Leo, which took place 6 months ago in August 2019. Because astrology is all about cycles. And by tuning into these cycles, we can also tune more into ourselves. Now, on the 16th or 17th of the month, depending on where you live in the world, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, is turning retrograde at 12 degrees of Pisces. Because Mercury is retrograde for about 3 weeks, he will move back into the sign of Aquarius, 28 degrees of Aquarius, by March 9, and then he will make his way back into the whole sign of Pisces again. And this retrograde motion really prolongs the stay of Mercury in the sign of Pisces considerably. And Mercury in Pisces, especially when retrograde, helps us to dream. So you can use this period to the max by turning your focus within to dream and find inspiration. Now, of course, Mercury is the planet of communication and also of our mind, of our thoughts. And during the retrograde in Pisces, this can make our thoughts and our speech quite fuzzy, causing all kinds of confusions. Now, a good advice during these periods, and especially in Pisces, is to keep your mind and your schedule flexible, so you will be able to navigate any changes that might occur or misunderstandings that you will have to solve. Now, my clients are mostly entrepreneurs, and Mercury retrograde in Pisces really is an excellent time to evaluate your business and dream about the future, not only your own, but also of the business you might have. Now, on the 19th of the month, the Sun joins Mercury in Pisces. And of course, Neptune has been in Pisces for ages already, really highlighting that Pisces symbolism, quite in the midst of all that Capricorn drilling going on by Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto and the South Node. And with this event, the Pisces season really is taking off. And happy birthday, of course, to all the Pisces, you Pisces out there. And to add to that, on the 23rd of the month, we have the new moon, and it takes place at 7:31 a.m. Pacific time, PST, and 4:31 p.m. here in Europe, Central European time. And it takes place at 4 degrees and 28 minutes of the sign of Pisces, of course. And this is the dreamiest of new moons. This is a time to really dream your future. Also, Jupiter, who expands everything, is making a wonderful aspect to Neptune during this new moon, helping us to go even further beyond the horizon of our dreams. Wonderful energy. And the question is, how do you see yourself in your future? Be like Alice, tumble down the rabbit hole and enter Wonderland, because spending time in your internal Wonderland can give you so much inspiration. And it helps you also to tap into your idealistic self and let you flow outside the boundaries of what is known and familiar to you. And speaking about boundaries, Mars, who just entered Capricorn when we have this new moon going on, is making a beautiful aspect to the moon, to the new moon, and is out of bounds. Now, that's a technical term that we use when planets move beyond their normal orbital bandwidth around the sun. Symbolically, that means that the planet of action, doing, and courage, which is representing a psychological part of you inside, is allowing yourself to go outside beyond the boundaries. And while making a harmonious aspect to this new moon, it really helps us to become dreamers who do. That's the combination of the two energies. Manifest your dreams, in other words. You can really make the nature of these dreams very specific by knowing where this new moon and Mars fall in your personal birth chart. Now, if you don't know how to do this, please check out my free videos on looking up astrological events like this new moon. I will link it up above and also again down below in the comments. And while you're at it, you can also download my free astrological calendar for 2020. And once you do so, you also automatically receive my new moon ritual. And because if there's one time in the month where it's extremely fruitful to do intentional work, it's at the new moon, which kickstarts us all into a new beginning each month. So that can be very handy to consciously work with these energies. So February, like I said, is really presenting us some different energies in addition to all the Capricorn energy. And I think we are quite ready for that different energy because January has been quite harsh. And with Mercury going retrograde in February, we are starting an interesting few months of planets going retrograde in the coming period, including Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So quite a few. And more of this, of course, in future videos. And if you do not want to miss any of them, please subscribe to my channel. And as always, I do hope this video serves you to navigate the waves of change elegantly. And I wish you a wonderful month and see you in March. Bye.